Nice.
I mean, it's really well done CG, but like, come on.
What's this? Transformers car commercials.
Live action movie.
They're doing a movie.
What are you guys doing? Are you working right now?
Yeah.
What's it look like? I'm reading about Transformers. What's up?
Let's go downstairs.
To where?
Why?
To drink.
To drink now?
Yeah.
Dude, it's 11:37 a.m.
I'm watching Transformers videos. I don't have time.
Yeah, we're working, can't you
Dude,
see?
fuck that. Let's talk about next week's show. Or this week's show.
Okay.
All right, are you buying?
Sure.
Okay.
Uncle
All right.
Zeph will buy. That's it.
All right, let's go.
All right.
I don't wanna go to work today. Wanna stay home and play all my video games on the One Up Show. You know you'll be a star on the One Up Show. You already are. Every day, this life's a holiday. One up, 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 one up on the One Up Show. One up, 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 one up on the One Up Show.
Hey, how's it going?
So,
So what you playing?
Street Fighter Alpha 3. Face the straight guy.
How is it?
It's good.
It's good?
It's really good. I don't know. I talked to Shu about it because we both reviewed it for EGM,
Oh, right on.
and it's funny because it's like this is the first game that I played with Shu when I first met him like 7 years ago.
Oh, right on.
Like when I went for an interview at EGM, like this was the game that he like kind of tested me on to see if I was hardcore or whatever. So
And you obviously were hardcore enough. Were you? Yeah, was it okay? Did you win?
dude, here's the secret, dude. EGM sucks at fighting games. So it was so it was easy.
Cheers to that.
Yeah.
Hey, come on! Stand up! Face it straight! Sonic Boom! Sonic Boom!
So yeah, I mean, it's just your first impression is it just looks so good. It's so clean. It's so vivid. But
Okay, but you
it's
didn't give it a very good score. Did you?
I give it an above average score because it's all right. But my problem with it, I mean, they included a couple of new characters, like what 3 new characters, and
Actually,
it's just-
I think one of the characters, Ingrid, actually kind of fucks up the balance of the
let
game.
me try her.
She is like super overpowered.
And it's an old game, and all the modes are old. That's why I don't understand why people are that excited about it. It's like, it's a solid game, but like I'm now used to the point where you're gonna give me a game like this, it better be on a compilation with a bunch of other games. You know, like
Look.
all the console Street Fighters, you're getting at least 2 games, and that's just kind of the standard.
The two things I like about this game are, first of all, the world tour mode is really addictive because there's that leveling up aspect, and you just keep going from country to country fighting people, and you just keep
But
leveling.
it's so old though.
Okay,
it's like
it's old, but still, somehow it works on a handheld. It's kind of like you play it for 20 minutes on the train or something, and then you've leveled up a bunch, and then you turn it off, and then, I mean, it's basically playing random battles, but you have progress. And for some reason, for me, it works in a handheld context. And the other reason I like this game is because it kind of has an old school Street Fighter feel because of the Xisms and the old characters. When they brought the old Street Fighter characters back for Alpha 3, they had their old abilities in mind. So like you have a Honda that plays a lot like the old Hondas, and you have like, you know, a Dalsim that's like really powerful.
Yeah, I mean, I could give you that. I just think at this point, we've seen so many Street Fighters. Like, I've kind of moved on. If I'm playing any Street Fighter now, I either want to go really old, you know, like Street Fighter 2 Turbo or something.
But I think if you went back to that, you would realize that you wouldn't want it to be just the old games. I mean, because
I wouldn't want that.
Has the feeling of the old games, but it also has like air blocking. It has like the alpha councils and all that stuff.
If you just threw in like 2-3 games, I would be a lot more excited about it because how awesome would it be? Like, all right, let's play 15 minutes of Alpha 3, and then let's go play Third Strike, you know, for another 15 minutes. That'd be really cool for a complete different change of pace. It's just, it would feel like you're getting a better package. It's like,
that's true. I mean,
nowadays, like from Capcom,
right.
you're just used to getting at least 2 games. You know, if you want to get people excited, it should be
You
Street Fighter Alpha 4.
You have to do an original game.
Right.
Cater to the strengths of the system.
Yeah, I mean,
Right.
I'm not saying it's bad. It's an all right game. It's just it doesn't excite me because I played it a million times in the past.
But this is arguably the best handheld fighting game out right now.
Yeah, it doesn't mean it's awesome, exciting.
Well, I mean,
I'm
you have
not-
to take it in the context of what it is. I mean, if you're into fighting games, I think I'm made better with this awesome peripheral. You know what's totally
selling those things?
they're not selling these things. That's the
You know,
problem.
you're like, look at this awesome.
I'm
D-pad.
selling it. I'm selling it for Capcom. In fact, I'm telling Capcom, and if Capcom's watching this, they need to fucking realize that this piece of plastic, makes all the difference. I mean, this thing goes from unplayable garbage to. I can't stand not having. I can't stand not having the D-pad. I can't even block.
Maybe you know what?
Every game that uses a D-pad, I mean, like I could say that probably I'll have a better game with Ridge Racer on this. I could probably play Luminous better.
Yeah, maybe. I guess I don't play PSP.
I gave it a pretty decent score. I gave it a 7.5, but that was highly contingent on the fact that the D-pad cover is so hard to get. You have to go to Capcom's website, pre-order the game, and then they'll send you the D-pad, or order the game there, and then they'll send the D-pad to you. So like, how many people are gonna order this game on the website? We were joking around at lunch, and we were saying that this thing is so important that it's probably such a good idea that if you just stuck a quarter on a normal PSP pad, it probably, like, the result would probably be better. Alright, like Ryan has jury-rigged this ridiculous thing.
Whoa,
this quarter.
yeah, that was good.
Yeah.
It's nice.
See that? All you can do. I can't do all you cans without it. It's better than, literally better than not having the quarter. I mean, it's not very elegant.
Come on, pull off a super.
I'm trying. Oh, there it is.
Oh, you got me.
Fuck
Got me, too.
Dude, I love this quarter. This is awesome. You
thought
know
it
what?
was,
You know
like,
what you
pressure
should do?
sensitive.
You know what you should do? You should put this in EGM. Credit Ryan as the creator and endorsed by me.
From the creators of the 1UP show. The quarter.
The quarter. Cool. All right.
All right, good game, man.
Yeah.
Playing this again, like, I liked it too. I really liked the game. But I realized, like, you know what? If I had never played Mega Man before, I don't know how I would feel about this game, because there's so many things that we, as people who grew up with Mega Man, just, like, accept.
Sure.
It's like you die all your lives, back to the start of the level. It's like no duck, no shooting up or down, like all that stuff. And you don't start with dash, but you're like, the cool thing about this game is once you do get those power-ups, it's kind of like a Metroid, you slowly get these things that you're like, God, how did I live without this? Like the dash boots
totally.
and that sort of thing. But I wasn't like a big X fan, although you're like the 4th person I've heard say like, this is my favorite Mega Man game. It's just like pure, you know, and I respect it totally from that point.
I like what they've done with the interface. Like now you can switch between weapons on the fly using the
That's
L and R buttons.
huge. That was huge.
Million things! Million things! Homing torpedo!
The graphics are updated and they do look good, but at the same time they still have like a simplicity to them, you know what I mean? It's very like colorful, it's very like kind of old school in that sense. They didn't try to make it like gritty and realistic,
No,
or
I think it
any
looks.
stuff
I think it
like
looks
that.
great, and I think the
Yeah.
levels, the characters, even the bosses like animate super well.
The
They
bosses are
look
cool.
Really
the boss
cool.
voices actually are pretty good.
Yeah.
You know, I thought so a couple things that did bother me. The fact that he says what he's shooting every time he shoots it gets really old.
It is
You know,
kind of annoying,
he's like
yeah.
Mega Cutter, or whatever it is. Like says it a bunch.
Homing torpedo! Homing torpedo! Homing torpedo!
The game does have slowdown.
Yeah.
What's funny about it is that remembering back on Mega Man X, it feels like it has slowdown in the exact same locations where the first game had slowdown.
Right.
So it doesn't feel, to me, it feels nostalgic.
One thing that surprised me probably most about it is I knew that a movie unlocked when you finish the game, right? I figured like who cares? Like a Mega Man cartoon, you know, there's like
Yeah,
one on TV
who
and it's
cares?
garbage. I was like, wow, holy shit! Like I actually care about the Mega Man story. Like it was like Mega Man and Chill Penguin were friends. What? No, like that's how it went down.
To defeat X.
To defeat X?
Yes, in order to ensure our future and speed along our evolution.
It made me understand. Oh, okay, so this is what Vile is and how he relates to the final boss, and then that made playing as Vile, which is cool in its own right, but it made it. I think it gave it like a sort of more of a reason for you to do it.
The Vile game, I knew it was like slightly different, but the combat is like totally different.
It's
you have to
very
play it
different.
completely different. You know, the whole gameplay of Mega Man X is, well, a lot of it for me anyway, is like
Right.
always having a shot charged. So
Yeah,
you're basically
of course.
constantly holding down the one button and then letting it go when there are enemies coming near.
Right.
And with Vile's game, it's more like a bursty gameplay where you're constantly just pressing the button when you need to.
Right.
And then he also has a vertical attack and, like you said, the bomb attack.
Right.
So, you know, depending upon where an enemy is, you're hitting a different button to attack, which is totally
Right.
different. I mean, the first time I played to the Vile state, the Vile like training stage that happens in the highway, the same as X's. It's the reverse version of it. I died like 6 times, 7 times. There's so many sections where you're just like, man, how the hell do I do this?
It's like sadistic.
It's sadistic.
Yeah.
But then you finally do it once, and
Yeah.
every time after that, it's a snap. Just like,
Mega Man fans are absolutely going to love it. People who maybe pick up a PSP and are like, oh, I've never really played Mega Man before, those people are going to have like a harsher like wake up call, you know.
I think there's a harsh learning curve, but once you get it, you get it. Because a lot of it has to do with like finally getting a hold of that dash,
Right.
you know, power up, and that sort of thing.
My name is Thomas Light. This is a message for X. I entrust the future to... Light?
Anyway, I gotta run because Jane and I are off to Dice.
Oh, yeah.
So maybe
Oh,
I'll
that's right.
maybe I'll watch that Mega Man movie on
Yeah,
the
you-
on the plane.
Definitely. Like, tell me what you think, because that it seriously made me care about a Mega Man story.
Who's your favorite boss character now?
Storm Eagle, mate? Storm Eagle or Chill Penguin? I don't know.
I always like Boomerang Kwanger.
Oh yeah, that, I mean you can't. He's got the name. Okay, I have to.
I don't even know what a Kwanger is, but I know I like it. So.
Cool, man. Have fun in Vegas.
I'm a really big fan of the show, and Che is hot. Look at his smile and just,
He has this classic. Oh.
yeah, she wants me.
Lauren smiled at me.
I still have a board game group that I'm a part of, and you know we still
Play in your band?
I'm still playing in a band. Yeah, two-headed baby, we rock.
Although, oh my lord, I have ideas for candy. I would love.
Really? You
Oh
like
yeah.
candy?
It ships in like a little toilet, and it's fudge, and then you have a plunger like the Dip-A-Stick. It's a plunger that you dip into the. Isn't that great? Okay, wait. You know what's great? Sony PR is not here. Who knows why he went home early? But suck it, baby, because you ain't here, and I'm talking to these guys.
So earlier you were saying that you thought poker was a very sort of elegant, sophisticated game.
It's a beautiful game.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like, what elements of it do you?
You know, for me, poker captures a lot about business, a lot about games in general. It just has these elements that are common to a lot of different games. The social interaction, the reading players, kind of conveying emotion or not. In an RPG, it's very relevant. Yeah, there's a lot of parallels.
My favorite point is when he looks at those 2 cards and screams, and that's my favorite.
That was you.
That's my favorite way he plays.
You're kind of mixing up the temporal.
Well, yeah, that's actually kind of how I play. Like I kind of like I bang my head on the table and hit my cards, and it works pretty well.
And this is actually a question from Ryan, who said, poker or Pazak?
Oh, geez, that's tough. Okay, if I was in the Star Wars universe, it would totally be Pazak.
Yeah.
But since we're not in the Star Wars universe right now, at least, poker for me.
So we're not in the Star Wars universe right now.
That's what I've been
you're saying.
told. Yes.
Okay.
I spent about an hour and a half last night with David Jaffe, and he was really drunk, and we had flowers in our hair.
The first time I saw God of War, It was in this really nice room at Sony Santa Monica, and the chairs were so comfortable. I totally fell asleep, and then woke up when the lights turned on, and then Ryan was filming like, Ryan, did you see that? Can you write that up?
The first time I saw God of War was at E3 in a demo, and I was playing, and I was like super enthralled, right? And there's this idiot behind me who just kept asking me questions, and I was just like, leave me alone, I'm trying to play the game. And he was just like, oh, I'm sorry, I was just curious. I was like, turned around, and it was
Jaffe.
Did you even hear that?
Yes, I heard.
Did you hear that?
No, what?
No, you missed
When
it.
he was presenting yesterday, he like made some fantastically inappropriate comments. It was
Well,
great.
they gave me the family game of the year to present, and the show. I mean, to the Academy's credit, the show was genuinely really. I mean, it was a well done show, but it was like it's getting towards the end. My butt was hurting from sitting in the seat, and Phil Harrison, who's like the head of all of Sony games, he's like, you should go up there and do something interesting. I'm getting kind of bored. I'm like, yeah, I'm getting kind of bored too. So I just basically talked about how it's massively multiplayer game. It's how basically the new massively multiplayer games would allow players to sort of engage in great gameplay as well as, huge sessions of cunnilingus. And I just slipped it in there. And I was like, well, people noticed. And it was great. There's just like dead silence. And there's like this nervous laughter. Yeah. It was sweet. It was good stuff.
Last time I saw you, you were on your way into David Jaffe's talk. And it was interesting because he said, I would never want to be the head of my own studio.
Yeah, it was funny because there were times as I was listening to him where I went, yeah, that's exactly right. Go Dave, go Dave. And then the next sentence he would say was, I would go, what planet is he on? Wait, and yeah, that's great. No, that's not. I completely disagree. So I kept on flipping back and forth. And on that one, what I would say to him is, if you're like me, you're going to want to just be totally immersed in a game. And then you're going to get burned out on that. And then you're going to have to sort of swing over to the other end of the pendulum and like run a studio for a while and then get really frustrated with that and swing back. And so I try to go back and forth because it keeps you fresh. And
Where are you in that swing?
I am so in, oh my God, I want to be in the middle of a game.
How much do you hate like the photo sessions and the PR and all that?
It's a 50-50. Look, there's an ego stroke to all of this shit. The fact that you guys sit down with Jack, of course that's
Designer of the Year, David.
That's all. That's nice. But the reality of it is, I don't hate it, but you do keep it in perspective because at the end of the day, this is all, it's exciting and stuff, but it all can go away. It's all not important. It all doesn't really mean anything. So I had a game that I did. I talked about this a little bit yesterday in my pitch. I did a game with the Incognito guys called Twistamental 2, and it was a big hit. We made a lot of money, got a lot of great reviews and stuff. And there was a real period of my career after that I was so desperate to hang on to the fans that we had gained and the accolades and the press attention that we had gained. And I was a lot younger. I was like 25, 26. And that was a great experience because the work that I did after that was just terrible because it was work that really came out of a place of stress and anxiety and wanting to keep that. Now it's like all this is fun and it's goofy and it's silly, but it doesn't really mean anything. And it's every day can I go into the work and get excited about the work. And this is just kind of fun fluff stuff, but
Game stories suck. I mean, let's just cut right to the chase. Game stories all suck, right? I mean, that was part of the reason why I called Deus Ex because, Deus Ex Machina is a literary criticism term for like really bad storytelling. At the time, I said, if people pronounce it Deus Ex and they get it, then I've made a nice statement. And if they don't get it, they're going to mispronounce it Deus Ex. I knew it, Deus Ex. I figured, hey, Deus Ex. That works. They have to say the word sex to buy my game. That's all right.
But you say you want to tell stories, and so I guess that means you want game stories to be better and more sophisticated. But then you also want the player to have this unique experience, depending on the play style. So it seems to me like very difficult to balance those two. How do you maintain control of the story and the narrative, and yet allow, right? So how do you do that?
Okay. First, it's insanely hard. Okay. I've brought a lot of people into various studios, and they all come in, I've been making games for 10 years, and I'm going to show you these guys. What they do isn't so hard. It's not different and special. And invariably, like a year after people start working with me, they come to me and they go, you were right. This is different. It's really hard. You have to stop thinking about things in terms of puzzles. If you're thinking about a puzzle that you create that has one solution that players have to just sort of suss out or guess, you've already lost. I mean, just don't bother in my mind. A puzzle is something that can only be solved in one way, and typically a predetermined way. The designer creates the puzzle, crafts the solution. All the player is doing is trying to guess what that solution is. and a problem is a situation where you can apply logic. You can look at a situation. The key is making sure that there are a variety of ways to tackle the problem. So the solution is the players. If you go too far, if the designer takes on too much of the power, then you have a different problem. I mean, you might as well make a movie. I mean, I've already, some of my best friends make games that are so linear and so on rails that I just wonder why they're not making movies, because they really clearly want to be in charge. And what I want to do is I want to find collaborators in my players, not servants, I guess, you know?
I think it's going to be really exciting to see, you know, how innovative the Nintendo controller really what that brings to games, and I'm excited to see how much, you know, fear exists in the eyes of Microsoft when they see the PS3. I'm eager to see that.
They're afraid.
I think they're bringing diapers to the show. I think they're,
What about online though?
What about it?
I think Sony's going to be able to pull off.
I'm not allowed to say anything. I can tell you. Look, here's what I can tell you. Do you think Sony's a smart company?
About some things, yeah.
Okay. I mean, they're
Like,
not.
look how they launched the PSP, for example. Like,
But they learn from them.
How did they launch the PSP?
okay, first of all, deep.
Are you talking about the PSP that is $100 more than the DS, but is continuing in America to always be neck and neck, or if not above it, even though it's $100 more? That PSP?
Yeah, that one.
Okay, I'm just making sure that was the one you were talking about. All right.
Speaking of PSP, I know you've been giving little hints about your game. Is it going to be at E3? Can you tell us that?
I do not believe it will be at
It's too
E3.
early still?
It's too early.
There's obviously a big business, you know, a $10, $25 billion business in being one of the 800-pound gorillas, you know, being a publisher, being an EA, being an Activision, being a whoever. But on the complete other end of the spectrum, you've got lots of little guys. I mean, you know, the internet is going to change the world. Wait, you know? And so you got lots of guys making really little games that can do exceptionally well, or can do well enough that they can support a very small team and a low budget and all that. And it's kind of cool. The problem is I want to be right in the middle ground. I mean, what we still don't have is a Sundance. We still don't have an indie movement that supports the kind of stuff that I want to do.
Are you interested in doing stuff like that? Episodic content, downloadable, like.
We're getting into dangerous proprietary territory here. You know, when I left Ion Storm, the first thing I did was I put together a proposal for it's called Episodics. I've got a whole. I can't talk about it. Someday I'll talk about it. No, but basically, I think episodic direct distribution is great. I want to do it so bad. Again, it's still an expensive place to be, and it's unclear that the world is quite ready for it. You know, if you're a Valve, you can do it. If you're, you know, Game Tap, you can do it. But again, I'm a little guy, you know, and I want to make a particular kind of game, and so for me, it just didn't seem like the time was right, even though it's what I burn to do.
So yeah, it was really interesting. The first thing that happened actually when I got there is I walked into the bathroom and Greg Sischuk from BioWare was in there, and it was like just us two in this giant bathroom at this hotel. And I was like, oh, how's it going? He was like, oh, Ray won this tournament last night. It was awesome. I was like, oh, that sounds rad. Zip, you know, like, and just started peeing right there. Like,
I wish I could have gone. It sounds pretty cool. You guys also met David Jaffe, right?
Yeah, we met a whole bunch of
You
people.
totally should have gone. Why didn't you? You were on the list, man, you know?
Yeah. Well,
We RSVP'd for you and everything.
I mean, you
Should
guys
have been there.
You guys did okay on your own. I mean, I can't go everywhere with you guys.
I guess not.
Yeah.
What'd you do anyway?
I played a Graw. I played Ghost Recon with Shu.
Oh, right on.
Well,
How's
I
that?
played with EGM because I had to do the review. Man, that game is... Dude, can we do it for the show? Can we cover it in the show?
We just covered it.
Yeah, I mean, it's Graw. I mean, the kids, they like the Graw.
Well, if you think it's worth it, I haven't played it, so.
I mean, you're the director, though. I don't know.
I think we should cover it. I think...
We got a full show this week, so let's put it for. I mean, the game doesn't come out for like weeks, so we can do it whenever.
I just try to do it sooner as opposed to later.
Okay, well, we'll get to that. We also have the Patrick and Jason went out to go see 24. They actually got to go to like the set where they filmed the show. They were hanging out at the CTU, like, and you know, it's Patrick and Jason. It's like
God, they must
two
have had
kids
so
on the
much
loose in Hollywood.
Well, no,
man.
two kids who love 24.
Yeah, exactly.
Just left the. You don't even know what we just left. Where have you been the past 24 hours?
I have no idea.
I'm a federal agent. Stop where you are.
We have a bomb squad on their way. They're following you in.
I don't care what your orders are. I take full responsibility.
'24, the game.
Okay, well, so the 24 event, I can't even describe. Wonderful. Wonderful. Alicia was hot.
Oh, she
plays Halo. That's sweet.
Kind of may break a lot of geek hearts, but do you play games yourself?
I don't. I mean, I'm not like crazy about it. I'm not
Right.
sitting in front of this shit. I mean, I'm working a lot and I don't have a lot of time. But I definitely appreciate games. I am into the whole gaming thing. I'm really proud to be a part of this game in particular because I think what Bond did for the movie is sort of what I'm hoping that 24 will do for the show. In that it's an interactive experience with all the same excitement and if you love the show, you're gonna love the game, and if you love games, you're gonna love this game. Because I don't think I've ever seen anything at this caliber before. I really sound like I know what I'm talking about.
That's the whole point.
No, but it is. It's really good. It's
Yeah.
really, really good, and I saw it, and I love it. It's good. It's cool.
I have a couple things that I want to accomplish. Like one of them was to meet Jack Bauer, and I did it. I'm really happy about it. I'm really happy about it.
I was kind of sad that we didn't get him on camera. But
he might have broke the lens just because he's so by sheer awesomeness.
I think he heard about you or something.
Yeah, and he was just like, quick, send the grooming people away so we don't have to video this.
How involved were you in the game itself?
In the game, really not very. The script was written by our writers. Again, it was really much more of a performance-oriented thing once we had all approved the script. And then just, the last time I played games, I was playing Space Invaders and Asteroids, and you could draw the graphics with a pencil. So this was really an eye-opening experience about how involved and how complicated it was to actually make a game. And in all fairness, it's like making 5-6 movies, given all of the options and variables that the game provides. And again, this was more of a learning experience. I'm not a really proficient gamer, and I think the people that are going to design the game should really know what they're doing.
Can you play this one?
I'm going to learn. I haven't even been given it yet.
When we got to talk to Tony and Michelle, that was sweet because Tony graduated from a school that was right next to me.
That's right. Yeah.
And I go to U of I.
Well, that makes you a much smarter person. Well, Illinois State's the kind of school that you, let's say they're not very picky about who they take as students.
So they still have the acronym I screwed up for ISU when back then. That's what they call it now.
They didn't have that when I was there. It would have been appropriate.
Because I actually go to ISU like every other weekend. So
Because the partying's better there?
it is better there. It is fun
Yes.
there.
I remember that. Vaguely.
Vaguely?
Yeah.
Vaguely? But how does it feel to be back? Is it kind of surreal? Because technically season 5 you're kind of out.
Yeah. It's good to see everybody, and well, a few people, and not everybody. It's kind of nice. It's kind of freeing because like I don't know what's going on. It was a fun ride. It was a really fun ride, but it's interesting because they ask us about being killed off and worried and everything. It's like we're always expecting to get killed off. We've come to the office with ideas of how to get killed off. And, not that we don't enjoy being on the show. I mean, some of the best characters have had great deaths. I just wanted to have a good death. I didn't want to go out like a punk.
Yours was pretty good. It was pretty explosive.
It was pretty good. It was
so
pretty,
I think,
exactly.
They were really cool. They were really cool.
Yeah, they were nice people. Michelle, for the record, Michelle is way prettier in real life, and she's actually, I think she's hotter than Kim.
Oh, she's hot.
Yeah.
She's hot.
She's hot.
The following takes place between 6 a.m. and 7 a.m.
this number? There's no time to explain it. There's a Metal Gear in the airport. No. Did you find out information? Do you have anything more? I think it's a Metal Gear Rex. All right. You just send the outlines. Send the outlines to my PDA. I'll send it to your PDA. Let me know as soon as you got more.
'24, the game.
Anyway, so we got that, but I think, okay, so we'll try to fit that in this week. I don't think we're going to have time to get Graw in now. It seems like we kind of just covered it too. I mean, I don't know. It's really, really good.
I don't know. I was just feeling all sentimental this morning, like on the way to work, and I was thinking like, remember like back in like October, like beginning of October when Xbox 360 had that thing in Amsterdam, XO5, and we were out there. It was me, you, and Matt. Yeah,
it was fun.
I mean, we were pretty tight then, but like there was no one-up show then.
I thought about
amazing to think about.
Like we weren't thinking about the one-up show at all. It was just like we were thinking about we were thinking about buying PSP games there or something. Like it was like we weren't thinking about work very much. And I don't know. It's just there's really no good way to say this. What I'm saying is that I'm leaving Ziff Davis and I'm leaving One Up, and next week will be my last week.
Good time, man.
Yeah?
It's been good. I'll miss you.
Cheers.
To the
Cheers.
show.
Yeah, to the show.